My lords, the Hive Fallen Empire, the first new Fallen Empire in almost 8 years, is going to enter the galactic stage 11 days from today, i.e. on the 5th of May, and by Shroud is it going to shake things up. If you've not yet purchased Biogenesis or the 9th Season Pass and want to support me, click the link in the pinned comment. Today's report is going to cover what we know so far about this new hive mind Fallen Empire, and one of the new origins coming to Biogenesis, Wilderness. We're going to of course begin with delving into the new hive mind Fallen Empire. This hive mind, the Splintered, was once united in purpose, but now lies fragmented, broken into 3 individual hive entities, or fragments. Each entity is stuck trying to execute its own directive. Each has its own plans for becoming the dominating force within their former collective, and we, the player, will almost certainly be able to manipulate what we want to happen. For example, if we wanted a specific fragment or specific version to rise to the top. We are told that an uncertain but definitely horrible disaster splintered the Hive's consciousness into 3 fragments, named Growth, War, and Control. Each fragment or entity has a distinct personality, and with it, goals and tasks that it will set you. However, don't let the differences fool you. All 3 fragments are in a federation with one another, and declaring war on one will see you in battle with all 3. Not to go on too much of a tangent here, but I wonder what that definitely horrible disaster that splintered them was, and I really hope we get to find out. If we do, I'll be sure to bring it to you. The Hive will spawn surrounding a central system. Each of the 3 fragments will branch off this with their own unique system, and this central system is designated as Last Thought. All 3 fragments will refuse to occupy it. The why is currently left unclear, and like the other Fallen Empires, these 3 fragments are, for the moment, content to watch the universe pass them by. But of course, as I touched on earlier, you can pique their interest or irritate them. Each fragment has multiple unique tasks that they may ask you to complete, and we are told that they will be significantly more involved than some of the other Fallen Empires. We're given 2 examples. The first appears to be the Fallen Empire testing a new organic ship on us. Essentially, it would seem that they are going to attack us with this ship and see what happens. Obviously, this is a task that we cannot refuse, so it's a fight or die scenario. The second task that we've been shown is a slightly more familiar one. They have discovered, or smelt, a new trait in our species and are asking for some of our genetic material, a little bit like the Xenophile or the Keeper of Knowledge, asking for one of our population. But this time, the Hive Mind Empire doesn't want a person, they just want a piece of a person. The example we are given is a paw, but I assume that would correlate to an arm or a leg. I think the Commonwealth of Man will be refusing that request. I suspect that these mechanics will be similar to the current Fallen Empires, where we can irritate them a little bit and that's okay, but we can push them over the edge, say if we were to settle on the Hive equivalent of a holy world, and they would happily annihilate us for it. I do wonder just how trigger happy they'll be. I suspect that war could be highly aggressive, growth probably isn't super friendly either, and control, well, who knows what they want from us. The Hive will also get its own unique ship set, which frankly I'm really happy about. I've always thought that it's slightly odd that all of the Fallen Empires use the same ship sets. This can sort of be explained through technology sharing used to defeat a crisis post-war in heaven, but nevertheless I think it's really lovely to see this new hive mind have its own unique ship set. They are getting a special, older and more intimidating version of the Spinivore Bio ship set, and I must say, from the images that we've seen, I think it looks fantastic. The colour hues are really popping out here, and furthermore, these ships will be equipped with dark matter tech, so like the other Fallen Empires, we will still be able to acquire dark matter tech from the Hive. This also makes me wonder if you start the game with a bio ship set and go down the crisis path of cosmogenesis, would you end up with these organic ships as your Cosmo ship set? I doubt it, because I guess the ships are mechanically different, which, not to ramble, does also raise a point that this will be the only Fallen Empire with mechanically different ships to the other Fallen Empires. So I wonder, what's going to come out on top, the Bio ship set or the Cosmogenesis Fallen Empire ship set? I guess we're going to find out in A War in Heaven. Eventually, like the other Fallen Empires, the Hive will awaken, and it would appear that the fragments will fight for total dominance, killing and integrating the other two. We are told that 2 of the fragments will be willing participants in A War in Heaven, and the third has other plans altogether. We are shown Control appearing to take control of the Galcom, which I think gives 2 major things away. Firstly, we will have, for the first time, a Fallen Empire properly entering the galactic stage and becoming a fully fledged member of the Galcom. That is something that even the xenophilic Fallen Empire cannot currently participate in. The other thing I think it gives away is that I think I was right about one of the 3 fragments being some sort of devouring swarm. We have 3 specific fragments: War, Growth and Control. Control is clearly intelligent and willing to do some diplomacy. It would appear to be that this will seek to vassalize the galaxy and control the Galcom through either force or diplomatic means. War is the obvious pick for devouring swarm, one that clearly won't be interested in the Galcom and is probably interested in, well, war and conflict. However, and this is purely speculating, I wonder if War is more of a sort of Hulk type entity that wants to fight, but it doesn't care about power or control. If the Hulk is the wrong analogy, I hope you understand what I'm getting at here. War wants to fight all of the time. It wants to hurt, and it wants to get hurt. And I think if it runs out of things to war with, it will be very unhappy. And thus, for this reason, I don't think that War is this devouring swarm crisis type. I would guess that War would love A War in Heaven. What a fantastic place to show how powerful and great it is. And what this leads me to believe is that Growth, in fact, is going to be the real galactic nemesis that will attempt to annihilate the galaxy. Growth will be the fungus that will grow and infest, consuming all in its path and stopping at nothing. Growth would not be interested in a petty War in Heaven, nor would it remotely care about the Galcom. All Growth wants is to grow, consume, devour, and multiply. A real potential galactic crisis. I cannot overstate my hype about this. Let's go. Okay, I hope I've cracked that, but the report is not over. We still have the Wilderness origin to go through, which according to the developers is without doubt the most transformative origin they have ever added to the game. Wilderness is a hive mind exclusive origin requiring you to only play with biological ships and leaves behind mechanical buildings and nasty things like colony ships. The experience the devs wanted to bring you will be experiencing the galaxy as a living planet. Is it remotely surprising that the resident hive mind paradoxian, Iggy, is responsible for bringing us another hive origin? Iggy was also responsible for Progenitor Hive, so let's see if this one is going to be just as monstrously overpowered. I should note, for balance, because we always deliver balanced news here, Iggy also was responsible for Fear of the Dark, which is an incredible origin but by no means broken, and with alongside Mr. Cosmogon, the Subterranean origin. So, you know, balanced news here only, folks. Anyway, Wilderness does sound brokenly strong, because we won't be playing as an individual species, or even multiple species. As far as I can work out, we are going to play as a planet. Yes, a planet. So how does all this work? I'll do my best to explain. It would appear that on this planet, we won't have regular buildings, districts, we won't have colony ships, we won't have anything really, nothing that we're used to anyway. It will all be wildly different. There was a cheeky Wilderness pun for you there. The origin will come with a new resource called biomass, which based on the UI will replace consumer goods, although hives don't use consumer goods anyway, so it's likely just a smart use of the UI. Biomass is gained by growing new pops and is used for developing your planets and colonizing new ones. Since you're spending biomass to grow buildings, we won't expect you to have enough around to work them. Which is why all wilderness pops come with a plus 1000 workforce modifier. Workforce is a mechanic that's new with 4.0, which I won't get into here, mostly because I don't yet fully understand it. As I mentioned, colony ships will be replaced with new terraforming abilities. I guess that we will have to find some way to seed new planets with our wilderness goodness, and this, remember, will use the biomass resource. It appears that this origin will block some civics, namely organic reprocessing, permutation pools, memorialist, genesis symbiotes, climate modelling, and cultivation drones, but I should note, with great glee for all you bloom enjoyers, that I have it on extremely good authority. You can take wilderness with my causal ideal, the hive-minded, idyllic bloom variant. So happy Gaia worlds for all. I'm also going to point out something else I've noticed, which is, what is a mutualistic intelligence? This isn't a hive gestalt, this is something different. I had to double and triple take as I thought I'd missed something, but I haven't. It's just simply not explained. If anyone would care to speculate on what on earth this mutualistic intelligence could be, and is it specific to hives? Is it specific to the wilderness origin? I guess we'll have to wait and see. We've also been teased that we can play this origin as a devouring swarm, and I've been asked very nicely to read the following name list for the new devouring swarm variants, the Blood Forest. They are the Malevolent Twilight of Telon, the Gorespin Invasion of Telon, the Root-Bound Wastes of Telon, the Unquenchable Tangle of Telon, the Crimson Seed Eclipse of Telon, and the Charon-born Mire of Telon. I'll close this report off with the teaser that there is likely a lot more to learn about the wilderness origin that they just aren't ready to share with us quite yet, or they don't want to. And next week we'll have the lovely Mr. Cosmogon bringing us news about the new player crisis, Behemoth Fury. I'll see you in the next one, folks.